I have the top 10 Clone Wars episodes you have got to see. The Clone Wars TV show was fantastic, and it only got better as it went on. But if you can't stand its childish nature, or you just don't want to sit through all 6 seasons, then this list is for you. I should mention though that in the TV show, story arcs were done mostly in 3-part episodes, so in fairness I limited this list to 1 episode per story. Number 10 on our list is episode 8 of season 2, Brain Invaders. When mind-controlling bugs get loosed on a frigate during hyperspace, 2 Padawans must find a way to survive. This concluding episode included zombies and introduced a genre made famous by movies such as Alien and games such as Dead Space, which had been mostly unexplored in the Star Wars universe. Brain Invaders sent chills down the spine with moments such as Barriss Offee peering ominously through the glass. While it may not be the scariest thing you can watch, it certainly added some needed depth to the galaxy. Number 9 is episode 12 of season 2, The Mandalore Plot. Mandalorians have always been a favorite of mine, and with characters like Boba Fett and Mandalore the Indomitable, what's not to love? But the Clone Wars TV show ensured this culture's survival in the canon, if with a few changes. When a terrorist plot is uncovered on Mandalore, it's up to Obi-Wan to find the truth. The story also hinted at an event during the KOTOR series, The Sacking of Coruscant. While we don't know if there's a real connection yet or not, nor how much of Mandalore's past has been changed, one thing we do know is, this guy's lightsaber is awesome! Number 8 is episode 13 of season 3, Monster. Since Darth Maul's introduction, I have fallen in love with the Zabrak species, and with Maul's double-bladed lightsaber, red and black skin, and spiky horns, it doesn't get more sinister than that. So when a new deadly Zabrak was brought into the story, I was pretty excited. Count Dooku is looking for a new secret apprentice and hires the Night Sisters to find one. By the way, the guy they pick, he's no pushover. Number 7 on our list is episode 6 of season 4, Nomad Droids. Lucasfilm has consistently tried to introduce humor into the Star Wars franchise, to poor effect, which is why this episode is a gem in the galaxy. The less than dynamic duo R2-D2 and C-3PO provide some actual comical relief as they misadventure through the galaxy. Not only is this episode very funny, but it's a nice break from all the fighting and intrigue going on the rest of the time. Number 6 is episode 14 of season 4, A Friend in Need. One thing I've always had a problem with the Clone Wars TV show is it was too kid-friendly. Well, when I saw this episode, I knew that was no longer true. Once again, the Mandalorians are front and center, and this time they're not messing around. Between a scene where they murder countless innocents and when Ahsoka disembodies 4 Mandos at once, I knew the kid-friendly barriers were being lifted. Or at least moved back a little. Number 5 is episode 6 of season 5, The Gathering. Many of the trials and tribulations of training to become a Jedi have been left out of the movies. While there's a decent amount of this in the Legacy, when it comes to the canon, we're left mostly in the dark. But The Gathering gave us a glimpse into a rather integral part. Just like the trial Luke faced on Dagobah, young Jedi learners must travel to the planet Ilum, where they must face their inner demons, as well as look for something rather special. Not to mention, look how totally adorable this little Wookiee is. Number 4 is episode 15 of season 3, Overlords. The prophecies of the Chosen One have been an important part in the prequels. While it's been widely accepted that the interpretation of the prophecies was that the Chosen One must defeat the Sith in order to bring balance to the Force, the truth of the prophecies themselves was still a bit of a mystery. Episode 15 plays on this ambiguity and reminds us that the prophecies could have been misread. Rather than defeating the dark side, what if the Chosen One instead must control 2 wild siblings and prevent them from gaining too much control over each other? Along with this twist on the story, Overlords also gave us a bit of foreshadowing, with Qui-Gon Jinn making an appearance voiced by Liam Neeson, along with future Ahsoka Tano. Number 3 is episode 16 of season 5, The Lawless. Being a Maul and Mandalorian fan, this episode had it all, and I mean literally. With Darth Maul now heading the Mandalorians, and their warrior culture making a comeback, this episode was made to make the fans happy. But the ultimate fan service was when the baddest of the bad himself shows up, and a duel of the fates really begins. Number 2 is episode 13 of season 6, Sacrifice. It was hard to pick just one out of the last story arc in the series, but when it came down to it, the best one was obviously episode 13. Despite the fact that Korriban's name was needlessly changed to Moraband. Now we know Darth Sidious and Vader are some pretty bad dudes in the universe, but the true architect of the Sith Empire lived a long time ago, and his name is Darth Bane. Darth Bane created the Rule of Two, a law that forever changed the Sith society. However, this is only just one of the many reasons why this episode is so good. While most of the Clone Wars series was fairly detached from the movies, this episode helped tie in an important story arc between episode 2 and 3, as well as a lead into the original trilogy. Number 1 is episode 20 of season 5, The Wrong Jedi. When it comes down to it, episode 20 was a pretty obvious choice. The Wrong Jedi wrapped up what we all knew was coming, we just weren't sure how. When Ahsoka Tano finds herself on the chopping block for crimes she didn't commit, it turns out no one is on her side, not even the Jedi, along with Tarkin doing what he does best, condemn. What follows is one of the saddest moments in not only the series, but the entire Star Wars franchise. I hope you enjoyed this top 10, and if you disagree with me, say down in the comments what your favorite episode was. And don't forget to hit subscribe for more I disagree.